Alito Amkana Chimachukma. Hello, my friends. How are you? This is KVMR FM, Nevada City, KCPC Camino. The program is Dreamwalk. It is I Mischief. And I want to say welcome to our Thanksgiving Day, real Thanksgiving broadcast. We are going to have a studio or two full of indigenous wise people, elders, ethnics. Bring it on. And today is whatever you want to make it. Okay? I think that Ayukpanchi thankfulness, you like how I did that? Added our phrase of the day. Ayukpanchi thankfulness, like gratitude. I think it's something to have no matter what the holiday. I don't think that, society has to force you like, today you're thankful, today you're generous, today you remember the dead. You can do all this stuff whenever you want. Okay, so don't let the calendar tell you what to do. Indian time, all the time. What else do we got? So yes, Ayukpanchi, thankfulness. Let that sink in a minute. So speaking of Ayukpanchi, gratitude, thankfulness, we would like to say Yakoke to our underwriters. Sears Hometown Stores, locally owned and operated on Idaho, Maryland, across from Reeby's in Grass Valley and next to Staples in Auburn. Now offering lease to own for everybody on home appliances and lawn and garden equipment. Sears Hometown Stores in Auburn and Grass Valley. Supporters of KVMR Community Radio. Yakoke to Asylum down in Yabobo. Carrying scarves and leggings. You hear that, Kayla? Carrying scarves and leggings chosen for style along with natural fiber clothing for children and adults, jewelry, gifts, and crafts for all ages. For marketplaces around the world, Asylum Down, open daily at 300 Broad Street, downtown Nevada City. Phone is 265-9666. That's awesome. You want to give us a call here at the studio? It's 265-9555. Fancy that. And Yakoke Milkman Toner Company, providing local hometown service for the current technologies and network printers, copier scanners, carrying environmentally safe, remanufactured toner cartridges and printer support. Serving Nevada, Placer, and Northern California counties from Redding to Monterey, San Francisco to Lake Tahoe. Details at milkmancompany.com. So this is the situation, my friends. We're just going to play some music. We're going to debut the new Pura Fé album, Sacred Seed. Got that in the mail. And I want to let you all know that my mom likes to rub it in and remind me that she knew who Pura Fé was before I did, and before my dad did, and before we had a Native American music program. So, yeah, Mom, sometimes you end up cooler than me every once in a while. I accept it. It just won't happen again. I'm kidding. All right, you guys. Well, let's do some Pura Fé. I just had this feminine thing going, so probably just keep going on the Pura Fé. Little Walela. I don't know. What are you guys doing? Call me. Tell me what you're doing on this Thanksgiving. I was listening to commercial radio, and they don't have any broadcasters today. It's just like these random chunks of pre-recorded blah. So I am grateful that I get to spend time with you guys and be in your living rooms with you. And I like pumpkin pie, so feel free to drop a slice off. I'll be here. All right, you guys. Thanks for listening.
Oh, tired? Modern music got you down? Feel like you've heard it all before? That there's nothing new under the sun? Well, guess again. Introducing Bristle, the new improved modern chamber jazz quartet. Playful, creative, with 25% more saxes and violins than the average jazz combo, and without those noisy, messy drums. Hi, I'm Randy McCain, leader of Bristle. I'm so convinced that you'll dig the sounds that me and my buddies will be laying down that I'm inviting you to come see us perform here at the studios of Kvmr in Nevada City, Thursday night, December 3rd from 8 to 10 p.m. Our pal Julia Buranakis Harper is hosting a live broadcast from the community room. For a small donation, you can be there too. That's right, it's new, it's happening, and it's at KVMR. Tune in or tune up for Bristle, Thursday, December 3rd, 8 p.m.
My house is the red earth. It could be the center of the world. I've heard New York, Paris, Tokyo called the center of the world. But I say it is magnificently humble. You could drive by and miss it. Radio waves can obscure it. Words cannot construct it. For there are some sounds left to sacred, wordless form. For instance, that fool crow picking through trash near the corral understands the center of the world as greasy scraps of fat. Just ask him. He doesn't have to say that the earth has turned scarlet through fierce belief after centuries of heartbreak and laughter. With the mind of the swirling earth in your shiprock, you become the land beautiful and understand how three crows at the edge of the highway laughing become three crows at the edge of the world laughing. The earth spirit who lives here, she is working on a story. It is the oldest story in the world, and it is delicate, changing. If she sees you watching, she'll invite you in for coffee, give you warm bread, and you will be obligated to stay and listen. But this is no ordinary story. You will have to endure earthquakes, lightning, the deaths of all those you love, the most blinding beauty. It's a story so compelling you may never want to leave. This is how she traps you. See that stone finger over there? That is the only one who ever escaped.
spirits come down to dance. The heaven and earth hear their call. Sing your songs, awaken. Hear the whispers of your soul. Water of life, flesh, blood, fire, rain, purification, creation. Who am I? Anishinaabe. Who am I? All nations. If you listen to the earth with your heart, you'll hear the dreams of our ancestors.
Makci tambui khans bewa ebi Makci tambui ang piri Makci tambui khans bewa ebi Mampiwa khokahinong Dahon tani kaitai Iwe me itai Nankaya yamuni ewajitse Nankaya yamuni ewajitse Makci tambui khans bewa ebi mampiwa khokayinong dahon tani kaitai iwe me itai nankaya yamuni ewajitse nankaya yamuni ewajitse Sisters, we stand and fight with a drum, a song, this prayer, this change of time. This is a true reckoning, the human awakening. Together, brothers and sisters, I don't know more. Together, brothers and sisters, I don't know more. Oh, brothers and sisters, I don't know more. Together, brothers and sisters, I don't know more.
Yeah, now the public school system.
Welcome back to Dreamwalk. If you guys enjoyed the music this morning, we heard a bunch of Pure Fay off the new album Sacred Seed, and another nice variety. I'd like to welcome into the studio Michael Ben. Welcome.
Hey, well,
welcome
to you
Iki.
too.
I am Miss Jiff, your child.
Do we say welcome if we're of the same place?
I don't know. Say whatever you want.
I'm going to say
community
whatever I want.
radio.
I'll do what I want too. Just because you're young doesn't mean I can't say what I
Oh my
want.
God, they cannot see your little hand on your hip and your neck shaking
I'm doing
like
a
a
little teacup thing because I'm.
short and stout.
That's me.
Well, let's get the business out of the way because all of our guests have arrived. So, never, ever touch a down power line or go near one, people. Power lines are not insulated like power cords. Always assume that power line is live. If your vehicle comes in contact with a down power line, are you ready to learn what to do?
Dude.
Stay inside. The safest place is in your car. The ground around your car may be energized, but isn't it always, though?
Dude.
Don't touch anything or anyone in contact with the fallen power line or other equipment. Just don't touch it. Stay inside your car and cry.
Dude.
Keep children and pets away from electric wires. Do not drive over a fallen power line. Call 911 immediately to report a fallen power line.
Dude.
This is serious business, people. Okay, on a lighter note, Sonora Christmas Festival 2015 takes place from Friday, November 27th through Sunday, the 29th at the Mother Lode Fairgrounds in downtown Sonora. The event includes a variety of craft vendors as well as food vendors and live music each day. The full festival schedule can be found at fireonthemountain.com.
Wow.
That's how you do that, Daddy-O.
That was impressive, Jennifer.
Well, can I turn all the mics yet? Can I turn everybody's mic up, or you gonna
Let's just do a little.
you gonna share a story?
Let's just jump into this. How about that?
Okay.
Give me the.
Guess what? We are now officially a live wire, so don't touch us, and don't touch anything touching us.
What do you think
Welcome,
about touching us?
welcome to this, you guys. We have. Should we just go round and let everybody introduce themselves? Or do I just start blabbing? We got some heavy hitters on board. And the first one, I'd like to welcome Chairman Don Ryberg into the studio.
Hey.
Showing us
Hutapim Huskum.
that Indian time is alive and well within our communities.
Hasasakari.
Yakas.
Yahakas. Welcome, Chairman. It is a pleasure, as always, to have you amongst us.
I guess you're on, Chairman.
Yeah, we just drug you in here. It's live
really?
radio, baby.
I've been out visiting Johnny Moses in the hallway.
See, these pilgrims are so backwards they were waiting for you to get here before we could start. So I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
Johnny Moses is being a good boy in the hallway coloring. He's very well behaved today. I'm surprised and nervous.
So I'd like to thank Kvmr, of course, for allowing us to come every year here on Thanksgiving and also on Columbus Day. These are our 2 days, so I really want to thank Kvmr for that.
Hoot. Well, good. So we ready?
I'm just going to press buttons and play flute music in the background. This is all you, Iggy.
Okay, let's go.
Go where?
I have a song.
Thank you for letting me know that that's where we're going.
Okay, this is what happens at the Thanksgiving table. Everybody gripes, right?
You know what?
Right? Micromanages. What are you doing? I need a button. Can I get a button, please?
What I'm going to do
What are you gonna do?
is
Push a button.
I'm going to push a few buttons, and we'll be right back with Michael Ben's Thanksgiving selection of the show. Thanks for listening.
No.
Howie howie nay guy now we are here. Ho we are ho we are here. Ho we ain't nay we are here. Ho we ho we are here. Howie nay guy now we are here. Ho we are here. Ho we ain't nay we are here. Ho we are here. Howie nay guy now we are here. Ho we are here. Ho we ain't nay we are here. Ho we are here. Howie nay guy now we are here. Ho we are here. Ho we ain't nay we are here. Ho we are here. Howie nay guy now we are here. Ho we are here. Ho we ain't nay we are here. Ho we are here. Howie nay guy now we are here. Howie nay guy now we are here. Ho we are here. Ho we ain't nay we are here. Ho we are here. Howie nay guy now we are here. Ho we are here. Ho we ain't nay we are here. Ho we are here. Howie nay guy now we are here. Ho we are here. Ho we ain't nay we are here. Ho we
The next time your belly starts talking to you after the dance, breeze over to Big Belly's Indian Fast Foods. For that early morning snack, Big Belly's has ready-to-go meat pies, Indian tacos, boat by the foot or the yard, mutton stew, and for dessert, grape dumplings made from fresh possum grapes. Our special this week is fresh roasted pinon nuts flown in from Sagebrush, New Mexico. That's Big Belly's Indian Fast Foods with 5 locations to serve you. Stecker, Oklahoma, Sagebrush, New Mexico, Wolf Point, Montana, Verona, California, and Turtle Mountain, North Dakota. Don't forget, Big Belly's accepts food stamps. And ask about our catering service for your next 49 and our special diabetic plates. And as always, Big Belly's has jumper tables handy in case of emergencies. Big Belly's Indian Fast Foods.
Did you burp?
It's kind of funny that when I say, "Are you guys ready?" we start talking about body functions. You guys realize that this is live broadcast radio, that we're not just hanging out. This isn't a backyard barbecue.
Right, but we have to be ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That's why we can be happy. I take medication.
No, only happy can be happy.
Johnny's representing those that take medication.
Thank you, Johnny.
Okay, read your story, Michael Ben.
It used to be one in every crowd, but now it's like most of the people in the crowd are on medication of some kind, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. It's just too much. Well, first of all, I'd like to say thanks to all the listeners that have tuned in every year when we do our Thanksgiving program. We call it the Indians for Thanksgiving. Been doing this a long time. There's a lot of misconceptions about this holiday. We're often grouped with pilgrims, and I saw a Red Bull commercial last night on TV, and it still had the Indians and the turkeys and the Thanksgivings, and we're all like bunched together. So there's not really, I guess, a way to get out of this. Historically, we're just stuck with these people. And we decided years ago that it might be good just to have the Indians for Thanksgiving and tell what happened, and then give our experiences of what Thanksgiving has meant to us. Some people fast, some people eat a lot, some people just do it as a normal day. We celebrate the holiday in a lot of different ways, but we in our Indian traditions, we do what we always do is we gather. And we've already gathered this morning from different nations and we're just different people, different ages. And we've all gathered in the broadcast booth to just share our Thanksgiving experience with us. And what we usually do is read a Thanksgiving story or explanation of what it is to us. It was given to me by our late elder Roberto Garcia, and he read this several years, and he handed it to me, and it's kind of hard to listen to, and those that kind of want to stay in the little magical world of their own might want to just put your fingers in your ears for a little while. And this is what we come from. This is the dirt that our native plants have grown in. This is the soil by which we've grown our lives. And part of being a native person is carrying what some people called inherited grief. Some people call it intergenerational trauma, but this is part of our experience. And it doesn't just go to natives, it goes to everyone in the world who's been oppressed. It happened to the Celts, it happened to this colonial stuff that happened to everyone, and it happened locally, and we all share this piece of us. So on this holiday, the first Thanksgiving, the first official Thanksgiving wasn't a festive gathering of Indians and pilgrims, but rather a celebration of the massacre of 700 Pequot men, women, and children. An anthropologist says, due to age and illness, his voice cracks as he talks about the holiday, but William Newell, who's 84 years old, talks with force as he discusses Thanksgiving. Newell, a Penobscot, has degrees from 2 universities and was the former chairman of anthropology at the University of Connecticut. He says, Thanksgiving Day was first officially proclaimed by the governor of Massachusetts Bay Colony in 1637 to commemorate the massacre of 700 men, women, and children who were celebrating their annual green corn dance, Thanksgiving Day to them, in their own house, Newell said. Gathered in this place of meeting, they were attacked by mercenaries and Dutch and English. The Indians were ordered from the building, and as they came forth, they were shot down. The rest were buried alive in the building. Newell based his research on studies of Holland documents and the 13-volume Colonial Documentary History, both thick sets of letters and reports from colonial officials to their superiors and the King in England, and the private papers of Sir William Johnson, British Indian agent for the New York colony for 30 years in the mid-1600s. My research is authentic because it is documentary. You can't get anything more accurate than that because it is firsthand. It is not hearsay. Newell said the next 100 Thanksgivings commemorated the killing of the Indians at what is now Groton, Connecticut, rather than a celebration with them. He said the image of Indians and pilgrims sitting around a large table to celebrate Thanksgiving Day was fictitious, although Indians did share food with the first settlers. And I'll just add this other little piece. I'm reading from Teaching About Thanksgiving by Judith Billings. It's an education program that's from Oregon. And it says the pilgrims were not just innocent refuge from research persecution. They were victims of bigotry in England, but some of them were themselves religious bigots by our modern standards. The Puritans and the Pilgrims saw themselves as the chosen elect, mentioned in the book of Revelation. They strove to purify first themselves and then everyone else of everything they did not accept in their own interpretation of Scripture. And then they go on to say about these pilgrims that the Wampanoags were not the friendly savages some of us were told about when we were in school. They were invited out of the goodness of the pilgrims' hearts to share the fruits of the pilgrims' harvest in a demonstration of Christian charity and interracial brotherhood. The Wampanoag were members of a widespread confederacy of Algonquin-speaking peoples known as the League of Delaware. For 600 years, they had been defending themselves from other ancestors, the Iroquois, and for the last 100 years, they also had encounters with European fishermen and explorers, but especially with European slavers who had been raiding their coastal villages. They knew something of the power of the white people, and they did not fully trust them. But their religion taught that they were to give charity to the helpless and hospitality to anyone who came to them with empty hands. So, with that as a start, we've opened up our booths, and maybe Jennifer, you could put some ambient now, and just kind of do a round robin, let people say some things, some thoughts about this. Oh, a little bit louder, yeah. Tiny bit louder.
It's maybe you might need to adjust your.
My volume's low.
Yeah. We
okay.
are good. We are good to go. All levels are set. Engage.
Okay. So phasers on stun.
No.
Warp speed.
We're shooting to kill.
We're hunting turkeys today.
Okay. So anybody want to jump in first? We got in our broadcast booth Tony Cervantes, Sarah Rasky, Wind Walker, Marino. Lawrence Laughing.
Johnny Moses.
Chairman Ryberg. Well, it's just a hard spot. And then I forget. And Lucille Rovniak is also joining us.
Hi, Lucille. Hi, Chairman. Michael Ben.
Hi.
So, what do you want to just do an introduction? What brings you guys here today?
Who wants to go first? Who wants to?
I'll start
Sarah does.
by falling off the chair. One thing I'm thankful for is that I didn't fall off the chair and smash my teeth in Marshall's
cup.
I just want to start out by saying thank you for everyone for gathering here, and thank you, Creator, for that beautiful snow and rain and weather we've received. And that Indian people, we never needed one day to celebrate everything that we're thankful for. I learned from my elders to be thankful every single day I wake up and open my eyes and put my feet on Mother Earth, and to try to make the day a better, try to make the world a better place. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. One of the things that I think about today is whether or not we are indigenous to the place that we live in. Good morning again. One of the things I think about today is whether or not we are indigenous, we have become indigenous to the place that we live. And I think that in today's world, that's a huge problem. Everything from the schools to the way landscaping is done, etc., seeks to rip the indigenousness out of the place that we live. And too many people in today's society have a disconnect with the indigenous place that they live at. Nobody knows the plants. Nobody knows the water. Nobody knows the rocks. And I think it's important that we get to know their song and their rhythm and their vibration. And we need to do it from a love-based perspective. The story that was read earlier this morning, we need to grieve. We never had time to grieve because we were always on the run. And we need to grieve now, take time to do that, take time to forgive, and then heal, and then thrive once again by becoming indigenous to place.
Hope. Windwalker, you're so cool.
Come on, Windwalker. We're waiting for the wind to pick up.
Right now, he's Gentle Breeze Walker.
Good morning. I hope you guys could all hear, because I'm kind of deaf too. So the world's deaf. As we sit here, my thankful thing is that I was around when my grandma used to tell me stories about why she never did like to celebrate Thanksgiving, because she said to her, and she used to tell me the story to her, it's because our people today, like this brother said, the world changed. Everything changed. Our language is not our language. Our love is not our love. We look at it in different ways. But today, I'm thankful that I'm here with my brothers and sisters and the ones that are very strong in their way of life. And I believe in my heart that there's many things that we could do. I feel sorry for the people that was here before my time. And I kind of feel bad for the people that was trusting somebody that was supposed to do right, but they did wrong. And like me, when I start hearing those stories, I sit down and listen to myself sometimes. I think about what could I do to change, and how could I look at Thanksgiving in a way that a lot of people celebrate. Yeah, I want to sing a couple songs, but I'll just let somebody else talk, because the songs I got is very good songs that my grandma sung to me. One is for the people that we're thinking about that was messed over, and the other song is for all of our people that I'll make it easy so we could all celebrate one thing, our life. And who we are. So, who?
Sego. My name is Alawaladin. It's, when I woke up this morning, I was pretty confused, I think about the ancestors and the elders and that we always got to come from a good place. But when I thought about Thanksgiving this morning, I didn't feel the good place. I just remembered all the suffering, all the murder that's going on still today. Nothing has changed in 400 years or 2,000 years. And so because I have these feelings, it's very confusing this day, Thanksgiving. So one way that I always try to straighten it out is I just want to offer one quick song. This song comes from Manitoba. It was given to me by a good friend, and it's about tobacco. On a clean place on Mother Earth, I place tobacco. And I want to start with the tobacco because it's sacred to all the people here on Turtle Island. And that's how we communicated with all of nature. So I'd like to start with that song first. Minukumigan Amiyasa Sema Weayo. So I just want to add symbolically with this tobacco, for all the Maidu people that lived here and all the ancestors and the Maidu that are living here today, and just offer up this big thanks for the ancestors that cared for this land so well for the last thousands and thousands of years. So I just want to say that.
Johnny Moses is next in line.
What about Lucille?
Thank you.
Scoot in there, Mr. Moses.
Technical difficulties.
That means thank you in my language. And I'm from the Seattle, Washington area, the Northwest Coast. So Thanksgiving to our people up there, we were always having Thanksgiving just about every day. And there was people always had an excuse to have a giveaway or a dinner if they dropped a stone on their toe or someone died or whatever. People were dying all the time, and so we were always having so many. Thanksgiving dinners because there's a lot of relatives we don't like. Some of our people cry because when someone dies, they're sad, and some people cry because they're so happy. So that's what Thanksgiving means to me. When I was growing up, there was all these dinners. My grandmother, she told me, she always talked Indian to us, and she'd say, "Hurry up! We gotta get dinner fixed. A lot of people are coming." What is it for? Thanksgiving. Someone died again. So when I learned in a boarding school, because I went to boarding school, I learned about Thanksgiving, how the white people practice it or celebrate it. I thought, oh my gosh, they just celebrate a death dinner of Thanksgiving just once a year. We do it just about every week. There's always someone leaving. But it meant something different to me as a child. And then later on, we heard about the Pilgrims and all that stuff. And my grandmother used to, when I came home from boarding school, I asked her, Granny, how come the white people have this Thanksgiving? They don't know how to hunt. They don't know how to fish. We taught them how to do all that, and then they never invite us to dinner. And that's all she told me. I'm so glad to be here, that people are to be conscious of where you live in the Indian world, in the native culture. Now, I'm a visitor here. I live in Grass Valley, and I'm very happy because none of my relatives live there. I finally got peace and quiet. Thank you, Jesus. And I live with white people, and they don't bother me. They're scared of me. Just come in my room. I got a lot of scalps in here. Our people didn't scalp in Northwest Coast. We just chopped your head off. And that's what we did. We were headhunters. That's a lot more fun, you know. But no, when you live in a native, whatever tribe it is, you should try to learn about what tribe that lived there at one time. Even if the tribe's not there anymore, you should find out who those people were, because they had feelings, and sometimes you might have feelings, you might feel things. Well, everybody feels things, but spiritually, I mean. But I'm very honored to be here, and I'm so grateful to the Maidu people for being so gracious and always helping the people. I'm so thankful for that. I received healing in my body here in the Maidu country. A couple of years ago, I had stroke. I couldn't even move the right side of my body. I couldn't hardly talk. I really sounded like a dumb Indian. But anyway, I'm so grateful. To me, Thanksgiving is just to be with my people. And just thank you.
Well, thank you, Johnny Moses. I love you so much. I want to just make a little like action figure and play with it and follow it around, you know, put it in little forest scenes and bendable its arms and dress it up. But this is KVMR FM Nevada City, KCPC Camino. Chairman, would you like to say more? Because you're so handsome and talkative today.
Thank you. Yeah, I was just listening to Johnny talk about his people. I can't talk that way about my people because there's some right in the room here.
Later.
When?
Even if he did, we would have to contradict what you said.
Yeah. Anyway, every Thanksgiving, this is getting to be a tradition. We come here to KVMR, and I'd like to remember some of the people that can't be here today because they passed on, and that we started out with, and as kind of a remembrance for me. That's why I get up and come here at this time. You want by?
Thank you, Chairman.
He's not done yet.
I'm not
Oh,
done
I
yet.
apologize.
I had to let Skip by.
Yes, you did. Skip Allen Smith, everybody. Okay.
Yeah.
I apologize, Chairman. Carry on.
So what I'd like to say a little bit about what Michael talked about, that what really was Thanksgiving and how the people celebrated it for 100 years, a massacre they celebrated for 100 years. And then one of our founding fathers, the first one, George Washington, says, we can't celebrate this anymore. We got to change it. So, but they changed it so the Indians and the Pilgrims come together and had this big feast. So we've been celebrating that lie for, 400 years now? 400 years. And what gives them the authority to massacre Indians in the first place? And I'd like to bring up the doctrine of discovery. And that gave them the authority. And by the way, the doctrine of discovery is still on the books in the United States today. In some cases, only a couple of years ago, it was used. Lawyers used it in this case. Only country in the world where that's still on the books. So you had to be a Christian to be a human. That's that doctrine of discovery. You had, and if you weren't a Christian, then you was like a bird or a horse or an animal, and you could be shot just like a squirrel or a rabbit, anytime, anywhere, and the reason for that was that doctrine of discovery. That's the Pope put that in and brought that to this country. That's why what happened to the Indian people here. That's why the Indians can't own land, because they're not a human.
Well, it also came down to, in the doctrine of discovery, like if you didn't use the land properly, or if you didn't build X amount of things, again, you were just the same as a squirrel or a raccoon, because you weren't living and building and utilizing and destroying the land the way the Christians were, or the Catholics, I guess, at the time. Then so you didn't matter. So when they came here and saw these Native Americans living with the land, not chopping it down and building over it, then it's basically just a wildlife preserve and do what they want. It's crazy, Chairman. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's still today. It's if you're an Indian, you can feel that. And probably non-Indians feel the same thing, but I don't know about non-Indians. But Indian people have that history, and it's alive and well today. And a lot of things that the Indian people are trying to do, you have to be recognized by the federal government. They get to say who Indian is and who Indian isn't. And it just... Anyway, I'm here. I like to come here every year and protest Thanksgiving because... but I warn myself that I don't protest food. So after we get through here, food's medicine, you know. Come on.
It's true. Thank you, Dr. Chairman.
Yeah, I want to thank all these people in the studio today, including Skip.
Woo!
I don't see him around here too often, but I hear about him. So
in the woods, man.
He's up in the woods all the time.
He's on the Smith Reservation.
Yeah, and before I forgot, I almost forgot. I got to thank a few people. I want to thank the guys at Waste Management. They're a big help. And I want to wish Jenny happy birthday, and Annie McCann. Today's her birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
We don't have to sing it.
Probably got some good voices in here. Is that all, Chairman, for now? Yes? Okay. Before we go any further, we would like to thank for the 10 o'clock hour the second time around, Native American-owned store buying and selling quality used furniture, household accessories, fine jewelry, and collectibles. They're at 112 Argyle Way in Nevada City, open 10 to 5, Monday through Saturday. Phone number is 530-265-8844. And like to thank for the 11 o'clock hour Ride Out Vascular Clinic, providing comprehensive vascular care with a personal touch, serving Yuba, Sutter, and Nevada County with experience to diagnose and treat a wide range of vascular disorders, including traditional open vascular surgery and minimally invasive endovascular treatments. More is online at rideoutvascular.org. Ran by the Davis Food Co-op, a full-line supermarket offering local, international, organic, and conventional foods for more than 40 years. Open daily from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. and at 6th and G Streets in downtown Davis. More information at 530-758-2667 or Davis Food Co-op.
Yay, thank you. Thank you, Iki. You go, Iki. And Ricky.
So we have a few more people to just say a good start. We have Ricky Pisano and Lucille Rovniak, who is going to speak, even though she doesn't want to, and then Skip.
And Skip.
Skip has to say something, too.
No, Skip being here is just enough. So Skip doesn't have to do anything Skip doesn't want to do. He's our sacred cow at this point.
I like to hear his voice talk again. He sounds pretty...
Is he edible?
Might be a little gamey, but we can go there. We can go there. Happy. Ricky, doggy, it's good to see you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Love you.
Hi, my name is Ricky Dante Rovai Pisano. I'd like to give thanks to my bloodline that I had some really good teachers, that my grandmother taught me when facing how to be a human. Just that all you got to do is be good to others and share what you can. And so I show up with that and with other teachings from my bloodline. I'm one of those Italian guys who has been a social servant to my creator and found myself working with my community and searching out the people and how to be a part of this healing ourselves, our families and communities. And it's that simple mission that brings me here today, gets me out of bed and gets me out and checking in and being grateful and seeing how I can best serve. So the message was to come here today, probably on Indian time though. So anyways, I'm just really grateful for this day and each and every day. And I'm grateful for the love in my heart that comes from all of you, because you guys make me better. And especially Mr. Chairman, he's just such a nice guy. And I got a bunch of people hitting me right now. I love you all. I love you all. And, I'm really grateful for the the dreams and the visions that come from being grateful. I mean, being grateful, like we say, is an everyday thing for people who are indigenous to the land. And being indigenous to the land is not being, to me, it's being connected to this earth and all my relations and everything I say and do reflecting that. So I'm one with my people here. I'm not separate. We're all different colors, but we're all together in this gratitude of who we are, and each of us having a unique purpose to give life. And that's my responsibility, is to discern, to give things in a good way and to share in a good way and be grateful. And that's the method of gratitude every day that connects us to this beautiful life of who we are. So I just leave you with that, and to honor all your relations in this world and the world between, the great mystery, to give life, to share a story, to put the medicine in your story, that you are beautiful, and just keep going out being grateful, because that taps you into that oneness of who you are. And thank you for allowing me to share this message today.
You go gay, Ricky Kana. Well, we got to get to some station business, so we will be right back at you. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you guys so much for being here.
Notes from the underground. The choo-choo years.
Hey, how many's that?
That was the last train to Smartsville, and before that was the Marrakesh Express.
Next stop should be Emeryville.
Good, because I have to connect up with Bart to get into the city.
You know, JG, the Bay Area's got BART, and thanks to the Bridge Street project, we just go downstairs and hook into the Foothill Area Rapid Transit System.
Oh, what a relief.
I think I smell it coming. Doesn't smell like chai.
Okay, Eric, I gotta run into the gym and get Edie and Adriana. They're headed down to Berkeley.
I wonder. When we make the bridge to 1 million, maybe then we'll get the Nevada City-Austin connection going. It'd be nice to get lost in Austin again.
Familiar music, familiar sound.
The Foothill Area Rapid Transit System. It's no stinker, but we don't think you'll find bullet trains darting from underneath our building. But miracles have always happened when our community has stepped in to help the arts, from the original Nevada Theater to now Kvmr and the theater's expansion. It's the Bridge to 1 Million, BridgeStreetProject.org. All aboard!
Take the last train to Pottsville and I'll meet you at the station. You can be...
The children laugh. The old ones laugh. The newborn cry, the elders weep. The knowledge of infants and elders, separated only by years. Adulthood lost to growing up fear, the only security being insecurity, changing crying to weeping. The wisdom of infants and elders, crying and laughing, weeping and laughing. Songs in the beginning, sung in the end. Endure, the people cry out. Tears of anger, tears of sorrow, flowing, giving birth to resistance. Young ones to remember. Struggle, for the people cry out. Tears of happiness, tears of joy. Washing the pain, cleaning the spirit, giving strength. The generations remembering the past to rebuild the future. For weeping is another way of laughing and resisting and outlasting the enemy. Living in reality, calling us red Indians, we have been the colors on a chameleon's back, changing with time, altering the larger pattern, surviving genocide, because we have to. Living in reality, we are targets of your unfairness. With warriors for targets, you create your own destruction. This is how we bring you down, target by target. You wound yourself. Using your greed, we watch your spirit fade. Living in reality, we can endure your cages, your bullets, your lies, your confusion. We know you have destroyed your peace. Living in reality, you only exist. Diablo Canyon. Today I challenge the nukes. The soldiers of the state placed me in captivity, or so they thought. They bound my wrist in their plastic handcuffs, surrounding me with their plastic minds and faces. They ridiculed me, but I could see through to the ridicule they brought on themselves. They told me, squat over there by the trash. They left a soldier to guard me. I was the Viet Cong. I was Crazy Horse. Little did they understand. Squatting down in the earth, they placed me with my power to laugh. Laugh at their righteous wrong. Their sneers and their taunts gave me clarity to see their powerlessness. It was in the way they dressed and in the way they acted. They viewed me as an enemy, a threat to their rationalizations. I felt pity for them, knowing they will never be free. I was their captain, but my heart was racing through the generations, the memories of eternity. I was beyond their reach. I would be brought to the internment camp to share my time with allies. The last time I saw them, they were standing in their 12-hour shifts, addicted to their chain of command, waiting to be told what to do, forgetting about me, thinking I was just another protester they were finished with. Never understanding, I am not finished with them, for I am the resistance, and as always, I will return. It took the times we didn't care about living to learn survivors survive whether they want or not. It took the pain, the grief, and the dying to remember what gets forgotten in the living. It took the lessons of 1,000 generations to get through the time of yesterday. It took the joyful songs of laughter to last beyond today into tomorrow. It took the fragrance of a woman's touch to realize brothers and sisters are never alone. It took the joining of earth and sky to create, centering the universe. For Ronald America, this time I almost wanted to believe you when you said it would be all right. You wanted to end the suffering, and the deliberateness of the wrongs were only in my imagination. This time I almost wanted to believe you when you implied the times of sorrow were buried in the past. Never would we have to worry about shadows and memories clinging and draining the strength from our souls. This time I almost wanted to believe you when you spoke of peace and love and caring and duty and God and destiny. But somehow the death in your eyes and your bombs and your taxes and your greed and your facelift told me, this time I cannot afford to believe you. Industrial slave, capitalist and communist imperialist, smiling with false faces, beckoning us with their lies about progress, wanting us to enjoy the rape of earth and our minds. Industrial slave, fork-tongued legalistic contract chains, turning our visions to technologic nightmares. National security war makers desecrating the natural world, and God still trying to get over what you've done to his boy. Industrial slave, material bound, law and order, religious salvation, individually alone. Industrial slave. Without earth, there is no heaven. Streets of gold, angels' wings, eternal life. Corporate Reich nuclear regimes maximizing profit, eating identities, plundering natural allies as though earth is dead. Allowing religious right collection plate tributes to church and state, with Christ still hanging from the cross, echoing industrial war cries, warring against body and soul, attacking spirit, lying to enslave with an illusion about freedom. Without earth, there is no heaven. Earth and sky, universal power, life energies, creative flow, in which we are a pattern to keep balance, harmony, a gift, and appreciation to enjoy. Honor life. Without earth, there is no heaven.
Welcome back to Dreamwalk here, KVMR FM, Nevada City, KCPC, Camino.
It's Turkey Day 2015, and we're roosting.
We are roosting. We are roosting with our gaggle.
A gaggle of turkeys. Holy cow, there's some more that are just like...
A bunch of jive.
Came in here.
Jive turkeys.
Got Chris Jones.
They know this ends at noon, right? I'm looking at you, Ricky. Welcome, Chris Jones. Have a seat. I would like everybody to know that George Parsons is having an art show and sale through the month of November at Foxhound Espresso and Coffee, 317 Spring Street, downtown Nevada City. There is a workshop entitled Ignite Your Business. Is offered to business women of Nevada County on Friday, November 4th, 9 a.m. to 11 at Nevada County Contractors Association, 149 Crown Point Court in Grass Valley. BrendaHorton.com.
Okay.
And that is how you do businesses. So, who wants to kick the mic? Chris Jones, would you like to say welcome and hello?
Welcome, hello.
And yay.
Oh, can we be heard clapping? Can we be heard clapping?
Yes, we can do.
If you do it loud enough,
the
yes.
mics are live, huh?
Yes, live wires.
So, we've been having, for those that just tuned in, we've been having the Indians for Thanksgiving, and a bunch of natives and native-minded people are just dropping in and doing what we usually do, just gathering and speaking about how the day affects us all. I want to thank you all for tuning in, and we're going to go to Guadi Delgado, who's dropped in. He is going to go next.
Can I hear him? Am I on?
You're on.
Yes.
This is real.
This is... Wait a minute. That could go either way.
Real time.
Still practicing.
Well, I don't know if that's our call, if we're on or not.
You're not supposed to say, are you?
Who says?
I've been told not to say that word in between in the silences because it robs the silences of their meaning.
They said that too when I was in seminary. Don't say I don't care.
How about aho and
How about just saying what's in there, big tiger?
It's Thanksgiving Day, right? And that's how come we're here together today? We're talking about it somehow?
Yes.
Okay. We're trying to make peace with it somehow. No, some of us are trying to make peace with it somehow.
Some of us just want to eat food and hang out with people.
Oh, dude, what a good reason. There's another
it's a pregnant because there's something coming.
Okay. I'm going to read something I wrote. And I'm not going to make excuses for it. I was going to say it's unedited and first time through, and that's how life is sometimes, unedited and first time through. In the ancestral home of the Maidu people, foothills of a great crest of mountains separating the Western Ocean from the dry highlands is where we live. This is where we pray, joining our voices to Earth's and relations. This is where we are grateful to all the unseen relations, making life and consciousness possible. This is where we are aware of the sacredness of the web of living beings and systems. This is where we are grateful for the loving kindness and compassion of life's creator. This is where we are grateful for the peaceful resolution of our creative conflicts. We are thankful for models of love's gift and grace, beauty and intention in the world. Thank you, beloved, for freeing us from fear and opening our hearts, minds, and spirits to migrants and refugees, to the displaced and dispossessed, to the poor and needy, to the injured, broken, and ill of body, mind, and spirit. Thank you, Great Spirit, that empires, nations, and corporations and all other spirits of power over have failed to separate your people and creation from your love. You keep bringing your intention to fruition in us. Thank you, Great Mystery, for Mother Earth and Father Sky, for our relations seen and unseen, for ancestors and future generations, for memory and imagination, for the gifts of reflection and choice, and a holy, loving spirit to guide and counsel us.
Oh. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. We're going to jump over to Skip in the other studio with Windwalker, who's going to give us a song. So, you ready, Skip? We'll see you in a minute.
Hey, yo, ding, hey, 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 yo, hey, oh, yo, hey, no, kona, way, okay, way, okay. Now, okay, go. Hey, okay, hey, Makamaki, Makoe, Takoe, Koreo, Mayo Kore, no ke, Huyo, Makamaki, she, Manamo, Manotoe, Eko de Yakoyum, Manoko to Weteo, Olo Makaye, Neo, Heyo Makayo, Heyo, Heyo,
From the Enos, traveling the waterways of our ancestors' rivers of time. Cypress, cedar, and pine, painted paddles in our hands, pouring through this sacred land. Water, song, spirit, and rhythm alive. Blessings as we look to our Father Sky, seeing the eagle lift our oars up high. In Thanksgiving protocol, we ask permission to dip way down. The mother's lifeblood will flow through her sacred ground. My people, my land, my people, my land. This is the way that life was given, the way we were made to stand. My people, my land.
Oh, that purify. Lord of mercy. It's beautiful stuff. So, Chris Jones, and did our Sarah want to sneak in something before we go? Okay, Chris, welcome. It's good to see you.
You too.
I love you.
Always love you too.
Love you more. No, you hang up. No, you hang
up.
Welcome.
It's good to play tag, huh? Yeah.
I'm going to hug you so hard your ears hurt.
Sounds like a family thing. So what am I doing?
Whatever you want. Just share a piece of your heart or what Thanksgiving means to you, or...
We're jerking turkey here.
Yeah,
you know, it's like every time this time of the year shows up, I try to balance feeling kind of grateful and being around family and food, and there's also that other side that kind of tends to want to be angry and at the circumstances, and I keep rereading things that are being more uncovered, and I don't know. It's just finding a marriage between those two places. So it's like I keep coming back to that place of gratitude that I have a good family, and that during this time of year they do want to spend time together and eat food together, and you know, even if we don't necessarily talk about the darker side of this period of time. I mean, and I was reading this stuff about how there was a lot of days where they celebrated many Thanksgiving days that were celebrated in massacre of the Pequot tribes, and that George Washington actually he only allowed the colonists at that point to have one day, and that's when they named Thanksgiving Day. And so instead of getting angry about these things, because, you know, I have European ancestors and there's a lot of other ones in the mix, but who knows, that I have to come to peace with this part, all these different parts of myself. And so that's this process. And so the only place that I can find that is in my prayer, and is in continuing the walk that I'm on, and being grateful for the people that are in my life right now, and learning and trying not to be a know-it-all about things. You know,
what happens when you do know it all? That's what I struggle with.
You got one foot in the grave.
So, you know, you touched on, you know, European ancestry. So unless you were George Washington in a past life, what is there to struggle with? Because you didn't do anything.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like we're not responsible for the actions of our ancestors or relatives. Or we get in that Muslim thing where it's like shame murders, you know, or the honor killings or whatever. So I want you to know that for me, I think you're freaking magical the way you are, and there should be no shame or guilt in your game. And walk tall, brother man, because I think you're the bee's knees.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
And I'm thankful for you.
Yeah, it's nice to hear that. I don't. My partner reflects those sentiments to me a lot. Just that she sees the good in me.
Did you slap an Indian on your way in today?
I did.
Oh, okay. I was going to say then you're good, but no. Let's keep it going. It's so quick too. Yes, I did.
So, do you want me to sing a song? Or?
If you'd like to sing a song, it's just about us being here together for the 2 hours we got. And to me, this is Thanksgiving. It's just the people together in one sweaty booth, you know, breathing on the same mics, cheek to cheek.
Cheek to cheek.
You know, share little bits of ourselves and creating story here together now. So
munch on some turkey and some cranberry salad.
Oh, question. Do they put like tryptophan in tofurkey? So like the vegetarians get like the real feel of, you know, the itis, or
no, it's actually,
are they the only ones awake in the evening?
I think they put.
Who thinks of that stuff?
I do.
What is the matter with you?
That's a whole different show, Skip Allen Smith.
Actually, what's the matter with both of you? That's what I want to do to show up.
Probably picked it up from me somewhere anyway.
Okay, Chris, go for it.
Okay.
Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome. Thank you, song Gratitude, Mopula.
Okay.
I have a couple of announcements to make. First of all is Jerry Ryberg has opened his house this afternoon at 1 o'clock for all local Indians if they want to just drop in. He's at 510 Long Street, and they're all tuning in, and there's food and an open garage door with lots of goodies there. So everyone's welcome. That's 510 Long Street in Nevada City. And also some sad news. I've been in contact with John Trudell's people, and his cancer is advanced to a place where it's not really touchable. And he's got, I was told it was like 6 to 8 weeks, and 4 to 8 weeks. And he's asked that instead of cards, maybe people could send him some good thoughts and prayers. So I'm sad to announce that. But yeah, anyway, so that's John Trudell, and just send some good things his way this holiday season.
Yes, and again, keep it at good thoughts. I'm feeling like protective bear of him. You know, he's always been so private about so many things. So, yeah, just good thoughts and prayers. That's all the contact and communication
he's asking
for. And
okay.
it's I'm just sharing for me. It's a big freaking hit to hear, and I feel so honored and privileged that we got to spend so much time with him at World Fest. You know, as a community, we got to, you know, see a big dog.
Yeah, so we got a few more people in the broadcast booth to have something. St. Sarah has a story, and I'm going to go to Lucille. Hi, Lucille.
Hi, Michael Ben. I'm just really grateful to be here with all the brothers and sisters, and it's amazing that we can come together and share our hearts and share our prayers, and some of us are from different traditions, but we're actually all the same. We have the same mother and the same father, and when we realize that, we can live more peacefully and more happily. And as our brother Johnny Moses with Stimony would always share with us, that we all have such gifts, and to find that gift and to share it with other people, because we're all walking down the same road. And because we used to say to Johnny, "Oh, you're our teacher," and he said, "No, you're not. Well, I'm not your teacher. We're all teachers, and we're all students, and we all have gifts, and we need to honor those gifts and share them, and learn from others' gifts." Mm-hmm. So, keeping the heart open and the mind open, and just really grateful for my life and to get to live in this wonderful place where we live and have all this wonderful family. So, just thankful.
Thank you, Lucille. Sarah.
Hello. Can you hear me okay? Okay. I just wanted to share a story about a plant. But first, when I was young, I often wondered what this continent would be like if those first people that came over across the big water, if they had come as guests and been respectful and learned the ways of the people here. And instead of trying to dominate nature, what was wild and free and good, just how amazing it could be here. And with that note, or on that note about the plant, there's a plant, it grows all over. It's short, small, green leaves with deep veins in it. I'm Ojibwe from the other side, over by Wisconsin and the Great Lakes. And there, my ancestors noticed wherever the white man walked, this little round leaf plant with these veins would follow them. It would be wherever their footsteps were. And at first, people were very skeptical of this plant, that followed such negative energy. But this plant was little, it grew low to the ground, it wasn't invasive, it didn't try to take over. This plant, plantain, that many of us use as medicine, and it's such a helpful medicine that we think of it as indigenous, as native. However, just like many of us and our ancestors, we're not from here. This plant came from someplace different. But instead of coming here, trying to dominate the place, trying to take it over, trying to invade the place, it just grew gently and small and kindly. It learned how to grow in harmony with what is already here. It learned how to be beautiful and strong and strengthen and be medicine and good for those that are here. And the story goes that maybe that is what all of us are here to do now, is to go forward in a way to be gentle to Mother Earth and wind and water and fire and to each other, and be good medicine for all of those entities, and honor our ancestors with that. And we have so much to be grateful, so I just wanted to share a little story about a little powerful plant that grows here, is good medicine, and is a great example of what we can all be.
Thanks, Sarah. I know. I think what I'm getting from your story is that no matter how hard it got for our ancestors, they had to keep going. They still had to be kind. They still had to be loving. They still had to care for the planet and each other. We still have to go forward, like the buffalo in the storm. They head into the storm. And so they have theirs. We have ours. This is our time in history, our Sitz im Leben, as they say in German. So, it's we go forward together. All of us now, and it's a different day, it's a different time. So to go next, we'd like to have a little David. We have our youngest participant on our broadcast this morning.
He's my adopted child, which makes you Grandpa.
Yeah. I've got all these little monster kids now. I don't know what to do. Hi, Dave.
Just hug them and buy them things.
You're on the radio.
Obviously.
Yeah, and how old
Like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I've done my job.
Watch how fast I shut up.
So what does Thanksgiving mean to you, youngin'?
Well, it means for ancestors, when they get together and they have fun and they just do a lot of fun things and have turkey and stuff like that.
So it's about family and honoring the ancestors, the people before and the people now, with forks. So little David is going to spend time at my mother's house this afternoon with us.
Wow.
I'm going to release him. I'm going to feed him like a bunch of pixie sticks and sugar and then just introduce him to the other side of my family.
Watch him get in trouble.
That's the point. I'm hoping we get grounded.
Yeah.
Or expelled.
Yeah.
But not by you.
Okay. Not by me. Good. And we're going to go to, I think Lawrence had something else, and then Skip, and then we'll be like wrapping this up.
I know. I always get a little sad at about 11:50.
Yep. So Lawrence, you said something earlier about gratitude and giving thanks, and I've always kind of been thinking about what you said earlier. So can you?
Those words long ago, they were called Ohando Galiwadeka, the words that come before all else. And where I come from, that's our main, I guess you would call it our religion, these words. And that's what our peacemaker gave us. And he says, if you want to be peace, you got to say these words all the time. So whenever the people gather back home, we do Ohando Galiwadeka. Whenever we finish, we do Ohando Galiwadeka. It's something that we do. And the words that come before all else are just words of great thanks. First off, recognizing our mother, the mother of all of us, the Mother Earth, and giving that great thanks to our mother. And then we go to everything that comes low from the earth right to the tip top of the sky. Where I come from, the last community was Ganyange, and there they replaced the word for creator. They went back to our ancient word, Gasanstasala Sahoyela. Gasanstasala is the great feminine power that's so true, truer than true. So we were told that the Jesuits gave us one word. It's our only masculine word in our language, Sungwayat Dizo, he who created us. And it's a Jesuit-created word. And then it infiltrated our whole culture and changed and brought us a lot of trouble, actually. So I realized that the elders, they had to be careful about saying God is a woman. And they kind of like dropped it because the pressure against us was so huge. But now at this time, we can come back to that and talk about our Mother Earth in that way and realize just who she is, you know, that she's the mother of all of us and she loves each and every one of us. And she just gives everything to us for free. Our clothing, our housing, our food. That's what our Mother Earth gives to all her children. So, you know, that's what it's all about. It's about thriving here. It's about being thankful here. It's about doing this all together, not to make trouble for each other, but to help enhance each other's lives. And all life I'm talking about. The old language, it didn't take people two-legged separate from the rest of creation. And I like to talk about that a lot, that's what we do today. We separate ourselves way too much. When we say our ancestors, we mean the mosquitoes, we mean the grizzly bears, we mean the fish, we mean the bird life. Those are our ancestors. That's why we're here today. We couldn't be here without that, you know, without all that support from creation. So this Thanksgiving, to me, it's always about these words, Ohando Galiwadeka, just being so thankful. Every morning when you wake up, I was taught to do this. And then you go and you meet all the people that morning and you do it again. In Ganyange, this is what happens. You wake up, you say the words. Then you go meet the people before the sun. There's a fire burning there that's been burning since 1974. The whole people gather there. We say the words. Then we go eat together. So important, again, with the Thanksgiving. The food makes it real. So when we give our thanks, there has to be food present so that we make it real, because that food gives us life. And then at noon we do it again. In the evening we do it again. And in Ganyange, every night is a 16-course meal. I wanted to say that. Every day is Thanksgiving. Every single day is that community.
Oh.
So I'll leave it there.
Okay, so we'd like to just go to Skip real quick and then get chairman and say the last words, and we're
I don't
go
know
be
what
done.
the chairman is.
I think Marty's going to sing a song. If he's got time.
I was just thinking about a couple of things. The first one is I'm thankful to the fact that KVMR allowed me to come on and create this show. And I did some quick math just a little while ago, and it appears that as of right now, Dreamwalk has done 857 shows on KVMR.
Wear and tear, people. That's
So there's
amazing, Skip and Michael Ben.
Quick math that we've been managing to do this for over 850 weeks of programming here at KVMR. It's just amazing. And I came in with a little bit of levity. You know, have you ever noticed that basically Christmas starts before Halloween?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the stores had Christmas trees in them and all the rest of it. And here we are on Thanksgiving. So I decided, well, I'll just keep up with that. I walked in with my Santa hat.
Yes, your Pepsi-Cola corporate sponsored Santa
Yes,
hat.
of course, yes. And I'm getting residuals for that. And then the other thing was that I actually brought some Christmas round
I
dance
saw
songs
that
just
and
to
pretended.
screw it all up here,
And pretended you didn't.
You pretend, okay, yes. And one of the things that we need to do, and we constantly do here at KVMR, is we have to thank our underwriters, those kind folks who support programming here at KVMR, especially those that support Dreamwalk. We'd like to thank Briar Patch Co-op Market, sponsoring co-op cooking classes at 648 Zion Street, December 4th at 6 p.m. in Winter Squash Extravaganza with Kayla Wexelberg. Participants will learn sweet and savory recipes, including vegetarian squash shepherd's pie, blue Hubbard squash noshi, and more. Wait,
Gnocchi.
Ricky, you should come over here and pronounce
Gnocchi.
that. Gnocchi. And more. Details and registration at briarpatch.coop. We'd like to also thank Harris Center for the Arts at Folsom Lake College, presenting an Irish Christmas, an evening of Celtic